All right, y'all, so what we want to film today is we want to film a reaction video to a recent video done by our friends at TrueStream Media. They're fellow Texans, Aaron and Melissa Dykes. They do documentary type videos that stream on different social media platforms. And they did a video about the Prime Minister of the Netherlands and an elected official's correspondence back and forth in the Netherlands Parliament. That is it's very timely and it's very applicable to a lot of current events, a lot of global current events, and in light of the recent drought and beef issues we're going to be having here in America and in the Midwest, it's very relevant, very synergistic, and also very problematic. That's why we wanted to cover it. So we wanted to do a little watch along on this and react and respond to what is being said and done here, because it is universal and it is going to be affecting us as well. And we're just small little farmers, y'all. And this global conspiracy that is taking place in front of our eyes is a direct frontal assault to the small and even hobby farmer. And the end game and the end goal is to eliminate us, the human weeds. And so we wanted to watch this video. We thank Aaron and Melissa Dykes, TrueStream Media, for the content that they put out. And so we just wanted to watch along. So this video is from Netherlands Parliament, and this is an elected official, and he is actively corresponding in real time with Mark Rutte, who is the Prime Minister of the Netherlands, and also part of and participant in the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab's deal that was literally started back in the 70s, y'all. So this isn't anything new, and this technocratic technopoly, this merger of intergalactic corporations and then the ruling class, the predator class that are co-spirators with them to basically eliminate us little guys and redistribute our wealth into their pockets. That's really what this is all about. But we just wanted to watch along this video. We're going to start at the 18-minute mark of the TrueStream video. Davos elite plan to fundamentally transform the way we grow and eat food, or something like that.
Voorzitter, steeds meer mensen zien dat het een grote leugen is dat het huidige coronabeleid ertoe dient om onze volksgezondheid te beschermen. Maar dat roept natuurlijk wel de vraag op waarom dan al die afschuwelijke maatregelen worden getroffen die onze hele manier van leven, onze hele samenleving kapot maken.
So his question is in light of the current coronavirus and all these strategies and policies that we're putting in place, why does it appear like all these strategies and policies are designed to destroy life as we know it?
Zijn er een aantal invloedrijke globalisten die naar eigen zeggen de coronacrisis zien als een enorme kans om onze wereld te resetten en dus een pervers belang hebben om deze crisis nog even voor te laten duren. En een van deze globalisten is de heer Klaus Schwab, oprichter en voorzitter van het World Economic Forum. En hij heeft ook een boek geschreven met als pakkende titel COVID-19, The Great Reset.
So he's asking about Klaus Schwab. He is the founder of the World Economic Forum. He wrote a book, COVID-19 and the Great Reset. And basically it looks like a conspiracy to, one, keep the corona crisis going, and to obviously monopolize from it.
And didn't he already have that book all written up and everything and ready to go, like even before COVID?
Correct. Yep.
En mijn vraag aan de demissionair minister-president is: hoe beoordeelt hij de inhoud van dit boek?
De minister-president.
Ik ken het boek niet, voorzitter. Maar ik zou de heer Vermeijeren willen adviseren om niet
al te veel in al die conspiracy-theorieën. Ik kijk ze ook allemaal op YouTube. Ik vind het altijd fascinerend hoe dan uitgelegd wordt dat 9/11 niet heeft plaatsgevonden of dat het allemaal anders zit. Ontzettend knap in elkaar gezet.
So here we're seeing a classical response coming from the Prime Minister Mark Rutte of the Netherlands, and this newly elected official said, "Hey, what do you think about Klaus Schwab's book?" And then he's like, "What book? I don't know anything about this book you speak of. I don't really follow these conspiracy YouTube videos.
Like 9/11 didn't happen.
Yeah, like 9/11 didn't happen, which, so guess what that means? It's called guilt by association. So when you see these guys that talk about 9/11 didn't happen, well, if you think 9/11 wasn't an inside job, maybe you should look into that, because, and this, just the whole term of the use of the term conspiracy theory, you're trying to malign this guy, you're trying to belittle him, you're trying to assign something to him, and all simultaneously at the same time, you are lying and you're not answering the question. And that's a typical politician. And as we can see here, this predator class, this political class, is the same pounds a pound the world around, y'all. They're all the same. The ruling political tyrant class. It's rules for thee, not for me, and we're going to redistribute your wealth to everybody else. And, you know, you're just going to have to pay higher food prices and higher gas prices. That's all, you know, because we got to help the poor people.
Yep.
While they continue to accumulate, while the richest of the rich continue to accumulate wealth.
Maar het is meestal wat het is, een conspiracy-theorie.
De heer Van Meijeren.
Nou, het verbaast mij dat de eerste vraag die ik aan de heer Rutte stel sinds ik beëdigd ben als Kamerlid direct wordt beantwoord. Dank u wel, maar het verbaast mij dat die eerste vraag direct wordt beantwoord met een leugen. Ik heb namelijk een brief in mijn hand die dateert van 26 november 2020. En dat is een brief van de heer Rutte aan de heer...
It's fascinating how these guys lie on camera, and the provenance and the proof that proves them a liar is out there for everybody to see. And this guy just said, "Hey, why are you a liar? Because here's this letter you wrote to Klaus Schwab saying how much you like his book and how much you want to implement it." And Klaus inversely is quoted as saying, "Well, we've gotten all of our little minions from the World Economic Forum and we're injecting them into these different political theaters all around the world to implement our globalist strategy of resetting the world."
Klaus Schwab, waarin hij de heer Schwab bedankt voor het toezenden van zijn boek. En dit noemt een hoopvolle analyse voor een betere toekomst. Zou de heer Rutte nog even kunnen graven in zijn geheugen? Het is nog geen half jaar geleden, dus ik weet niet hoe lang uw herinneringen actief blijven. Maar waarschijnlijk is dit nog wel ergens op te graven. En mijn eerste vraag opnieuw te beantwoorden en nu eerlijk, alstublieft.
Nou, het eerlijke antwoord is dat dat een nette brief is. Waarin je helaas niet alle boeken die je toegestuurd krijgt van kaft tot kaft kunt lezen.
So his excuse is I was just sending him a polite letter. I think the book's trash and it's junk, but I was just trying to be nice. So that is Mark Rutte's response to, he wants to cover for his lie with another lie. And, you know, these people should be tarred and feathered or whatever, or run out of office on a rail. And he's no different than all the guys that are running stuff over here. But, you know, the importance of this is how they're systematically destroying the food infrastructure of the Netherlands is exactly what they want to do here. They want to systematically destroy our infrastructure and then they want to build it back better. But they don't want to build it back better with beef. They want to build it back better with bugs. And, you know, because of the methane, you know, the methane and the greenhouse gases. We get so many comments on our channel about climate change and climate weirding, and you just got to accept the facts of CO2. CO2. No, and the amazing thing is we actually do something about CO2. We've planted 400 fruit trees that sequester more CO2 than every politician in the world. We actually physically, personally do something about it. We don't wax eloquent on social media and tell everybody how they need to accept the facts. We've actually planted 400 fruit trees, and I could run the calculations and see how much how much CO2 is being sequestered by that. And even if we could sequester all the CO2, naturally occurring CO2, methane, and nitrogen is uncurvable. We couldn't hope to even the arrogance of the eugenicists, the arrogance of the Malthusian technocrats to even assume this supposed fact that we could even bend the curves slightly, which we can't. They could wipe us all out and eliminate us, and this supposed deadly curve would be unaffected. And that's just real math. It's math. It's not, there's nothing magical about any of it. If their greenhouse theories are true, which the last time I checked, the reason everybody put up a greenhouse is to grow stuff.
Yep.
So there's an idea right there. And everybody that I know that knows how to use a greenhouse, everything grows better in a greenhouse. So then there's that whole idea. I'm sorry, I hate using words as with their real definitions and all that stuff. But let's continue watching the video.
Maar wel degene die het toestuurt een vriendelijke brief wil terugsturen.
Nou, dan zegt de heer Rutte dus eigenlijk dat hij niet heeft gelogen tegen mij, maar tegen de heer Klaus Schwab. Maar laat ik dan hier direct alsnog de vraag stellen. De heer Klaus Schwab, die pleit in zijn boek voor het resetten van onze wereld, om onze nationale parlementaire democratie te vervangen door een globale technocratie. Hij pleit ervoor dat er een einde komt aan privébezit. En de heer Rutte is er kennelijk niet eens van bewust dat hij dit een hoopvolle boodschap...
Klaus Schwab wants to set up a global technocracy. Okay, a technocracy is an unelected band of ne'er-do-wells, right? That are just going to do all of this stuff unilaterally by fiat declarations. People like the World Economic Forum and the WHO, the World Health Organization, that do all these unilateral moves to destroy our sovereignty of every country, destroy the wealth of every country, to come in and to plunder and to pillage and extract. Here, that's what Klaus wants to do. Mark Rutte, the Prime Minister, thinks it's great. And not only does he think it's great, the country is implementing all these technocratic policies that are why all these farmers in the Netherlands are driving their tractors to the Capitol and they're spraying manure over the Capitol buildings, because there's so much poetic irony in that. It's a beautiful thing. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And we can completely sympathize with the farmers in the Netherlands. And the point of all of this is there's all this bad greenhouse stuff, and it's bad. So we need to immediately overreact and jerk the wheel and not try to systematically do anything, but we need to spontaneously do everything simultaneously at once to what? To create another crisis, to create another crisis, to create another crisis, to have another crisis, to have a crisis for the crisis, and then react, problem, reaction, solution. It's all the same game, and it's all, call it a conspiracy theory, malign it, minimize it, criticize it, and hopefully it'll go away. And this guy's just calling him on the carpet.
Boodschap voor een betere toekomst heeft genoemd. Hoe is het mogelijk dat de heer Rutte een waardeoordeel hecht aan een boek met een neocommunistische boodschap, terwijl hij dat boek niet eens gelezen heeft?
Dank u wel, de minister-president.
Jongen, Klaus Schwab is oprichter van het World Economic Forum. De man heeft zijn hele leven in dienst gesteld om de private sector, politiek, NGO's bij elkaar te brengen.
So he wants to bring the private sector, the NGOs, non-government organizations, and politicians together. And it's just more of this technocratic UN, non-elected mumbo-jumbo, and it's these unelected people that none of us signed up for, that none of them, they can all breathe and do their own thing and leave us alone and whatnot. But as far as what any of them have to say in any of our personal lives is they can all go pound dirt and they can go choke on a big fistful of dirt. For all I care, disappear, evaporate into thin air, cease to exist, and the world would be a much better place, And why does Mark Rutte, as the Prime Minister of the Netherlands, appreciate this neo-communistic message that Klaus Schwab is this prophet of doom, saying how he's going to make the world a better place by taking everybody's stuff and everybody's money and giving you bugs in return.
Te voeren hoe je deze wereld verder kunt helpen. Ik heb het grootst mogelijke respect voor hem. Ik ben het niet met alles met hem eens. Ik heb het andere boek van hem wel gelezen over de vierde industriële revolutie. Dat vind ik wel een erg mooi boek. Dit boek niet.
He's so full of it.
He said that he liked Klaus Schwab's previous book, The Fourth Industrial Revolution, which is just more technocratic, neo-communistic mumbo jumbo about taking everybody's stuff and leaving you with basic universal income and let robots do everything while they farm our metadata and steal all our stuff, and you'll own nothing and be happy. More technocratic garbage. And as the Netherlands farmers have the intestinal fortitude to react and to voice their displeasure and to spray manure everywhere, my hope and prayer is that American farmers do the same thing as the powers that shouldn't be here in America and the unelected technocratic FDA and all their other shenanigans that they do, that will say, go pound dirt, go fly a kite, go eat a ham sandwich, you know, or go eat a bug sandwich. Bill's got some bug sandwiches for you. He's got some Wonder Meat for you. He's got some better than beef for you. And go eat some of that, choke on it, choke to death on it for all I care. And leave us alone. Go away. Leave us alone. Go away. Don't tax us to death. Don't regulate us to death. Leave us alone. Leave us alone. Leave us alone.
Persoonlijk groot respect voor professor Klaus Schwab en zijn levenswerk met het World Economic Forum, wat denk ik van groot belang is als platform om elkaar te kunnen ontmoeten. Waar ook heel veel jonge mensen een kans krijgen, waar van grote vraagstukken rondom klimaat, milieutransities en energietransities tot en met hoe we onze
climate, environment, and an energy transition, and that's all. They're going to make every single quote-unquote crisis about climate, environment, energy transition, and we're all going to drive battery cars, and they're going to magically be powered by unicorns and rainbows and Sasquatch farts and all that stuff, you know. And none of that stuff is going to happen. It's not practical. It's not applicable. It's a scam. It's a setup, and it's all about limiting your freedom, limiting your travel, limiting your property, your ability to travel freely, your ability to own and farm your own land and have your own stuff and grow your own stuff and eat your own stuff, because they all know better. They're all Fabian socialists and they all know better than us, and we just need to be controlled with pharmaceutical drugs and bread and circuses while Rome burns down around us.
Toekomstige industrie goed kunnen opzetten, discussies plaatsvinden en volle openheid voor iedereen zichtbaar. Dus geen reden om te twijfelen aan de intenties van Klaus Schwab.
De heer Van Meijeren.
Oh yeah, it's all open and transparent. Yeah, it's all great. It's great. And it's been around since the 70s, and they've been publishing their garbage since the 70s, and it is all straight up out in the open. It is all transparent, and nobody's paying attention and nobody cares. And it's coming soon to a neighborhood near you and me, and the end game is to destroy the farmer, to destroy the CSA, to destroy the farmer's market downtown that y'all like. Yeah, the point of all of this is to eliminate and destroy that, because my farts and because my global warming and because my CO2 and all of this, it's all fairy tales. It's all technocratic fairy tales that is not observable, repeatable, or duplicatable. It doesn't exist in the perceivable world that we know it. It is not science, it's scientism, and these people are faithful to their religion, and they practice their religion, and they proselytize their religion, and all the CO2 profits. Al Gore is the first CO2 billionaire flying around on his private jet belching more CO2 into the atmosphere. The biggest hypocrites, the wealthiest, biggest, evilest, wickedest lizard people, soulless devils. And these people cannot be allowed to make any decisions. They cannot be allowed to make any decisions that affect any of us because they are the problem. They are the weeds in the garden. All right? These are the weeds.
Slot, want ik zou zo dadelijk ook nog graag een interruptie aan de demissionair minister De Jonge willen stellen. Maar ik zou het wel zo netjes vinden als de heer Rutte even corrigeert richting Klaus Schwab. Dat hij helemaal niet vindt dat zijn boek een hoopvolle boodschap voor een betere toekomst biedt. Dat hij het niet heeft gelezen en dat hij dit geen goed boek vindt, zoals hij in zijn laatste reactie zegt. Dat lijkt me toch het minste wat we van een eerlijke minister-president kunnen verwachten.
Die samenvatting laat ik even voor de spreker. Maar de heer Schwab volgt op de voet alle Tweede Kamerdebatten. Dus dat komt goed.
So that'll turn out well.
Yeah, so what he wanted him to do is he wanted him to say, okay, well then renounce your trash. Renounce your trash letter to Klaus telling him how great his book was and how great you thought it was. If you disagree with it, say so. That way we all know what's up and we all know where you're at and we all know where all this legislation is going and maybe we're all just misinformed and wrong. I mean, since we're all conspiracy theorists and we just spend all our time watching 9/11 videos on YouTube, right? And so more of this has to happen and occur in the public space, in the public arena. That's why we're making this video.
Yeah.
It's why we're responding and reacting to it. It's why we're putting it out there. And for those of you that aren't aware of what the Netherlands farmers are, that they are revolting and why they are revolting and why they are rebelling and resisting their technocratic technopoly and their government and their de facto legislature that are purposely destroying their entire industry and crippling them and crushing them. And we do not want that here. It's a terrible idea.
Terrible.
It's faked. It's scientism. It's false. It doesn't even exist in reality. We can't even experience it. And when you parlay that and put it on top of the drought and the beef crisis, it's all being done to magnify these other supply chain issues and create bigger problems, because that's what government exists to do.
Yeah.
Government exists to create crisis, to come up with solutions that benefits government, and the government gets bigger, 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 and I don't care if it's red and blue, black and white, male and female, whatever it is, it's just bigger, 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 and it's us versus them. And they never shrink, they never get smaller, they never have term limits, their salaries never go down, all their largesse from insider trading, they just continue to become more and more wealthy on the coattails of the little guy, on the coattails of the farmer. They tax us to death, they steal all our stuff, they do the exact opposite of what we're supposed to do. And somehow we're just supposed to be cool with it and go along for the ride.
Because it was the Netherlands, didn't they post something like, we're going to be a little bit poorer this year or something? Were they the ones that were saying
Well,
that?
they basically said, all these guys are saying, well, because of this, we're all going to be a little poorer. You know, we're going to have to pay a little more for gas. We're going to have to pay a little more for food. And the first world country is just going to have to be a little
And
poorer.
they don't mean them, they mean the people.
Right, they mean the average Joe. They mean me and you.
Yeah, they don't mean them.
No, they never mean them. They're just like Al Gore that invented the internet. Remember Al Gore that invented the internet? Well, he's a CO2 billionaire. So all he's done is stuff his pockets on this fabricated concept of global warming that was, you know, first it was global cooling, and then it was a new ice age, and then it was global warming, and then it's global weirding, and then it's climate change, and they keep changing the words and changing the definitions because it's not, we can't perceive it. So they have to change the parameters, and they have to change the words, because as we perceive, it was just like with the scamdemic. Oh, everybody's going to die. 10% of everybody's going to die. Everybody's going to die. Everybody's going to die. Oh, wait a minute. Everybody didn't die. Oh, well, the are going to do good stuff, and it's going to help people. It's going to do good stuff. It's going to help people. It's going to do good stuff. It's going to help people. Oh, it killed a bunch of people. Oh, and then you got Burks and these other people. Well, we never intended for any of these to do anything anyway, huh? And they just come out and they do a reverse 180, and it's just like cool, and they get to keep their jobs and keep laying sideways in the public trough and sucking off the public teat. And these people are dumb on purpose. They're not that dumb, and they're not incompetent. They want to use that as an excuse to get away with their tyrannic, technocratic, fascistic communism. And they're a bunch of communists, And they're super cool with communism because communism works as long as you got stuff to take from everybody else. And when people have to die is when you run out of stuff to redistribute. Then you just got to start killing everybody because people are like, hey, wait a minute, yeah, you're not going to take my stuff. Oh, okay, well, if I kill you, then I can take all your stuff because you're dead. And that's kind of what we're talking about. I don't want to make it a bigger deal than what it is. It's literally that big of a deal. And you got anything else, Matt? What do you think?
No, yeah, I think it's absolutely, we need to definitely be doing it more and more and more. That was like one of the things that me and you were talking about was right as the whole trucker convoy in Canada was happening, there was an American convoy happening, and that thing got shut down.
Yeah.
Millions of dollars were raised,
Yeah.
and I mean, I don't even know what the heck happened.
Yeah, and where did the money go?
Went down the toilet. I don't know.
Yeah.
The whole thing just
convoy.
evaporated.
Yeah.
So
it's like everybody here, you know, they got their Hollyweird and they got their sports balls.
It's not really bad.
And they got their bread in their circuses and they can chillax and they can zone out and they can game up and get their video game on and they can put their metaverse headset on and play their VR escapism. And it's just, you know, meanwhile, Rome is burning to the ground.
Literally.
And you got these stinking Gen X vidiots with purple hair that are playing in the metaverse and dancing among the tulips in the metaverse. And so that's just not us. We're not doing it. We're not going gently into that good night.
Nope.
And we're just kind of fed up and tired of it. And so we just wanted to react and respond to what's going on in the Netherlands and make you aware of it because it's coming soon to a Build Back Better near you. And they couldn't build back to begin with, let alone build back better. They just build back terrible. And the puppet in chief, the guy can't even speak a sentence. I mean, so there you go. You got that. And you're going to pretend that this guy runs anything when he can't even like change his own diaper or whatever. But all right, y'all. So that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe, share it, get the word out, share with your friends, families, with other small farmers, people that are a little, you know, there's a lot of farmers that are too busy doing the stuff and the things to even look into this stuff. So we just want to put this content information out there for people. One is a time capsule to preserve it for our posterity. And two, to just get the word out so that it's easier, shareable, and digestible. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. See you on the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye.